Hi guys, today the VPN that we're going to be reviewing is Hidemyass Pro VPN. For those that aren't familiar with Hidemyass, they're actually one of the most popular VPN providers in the world, and we think there's 4 reasons why that's the case. They have the biggest global network of any VPN provider with servers in 128 countries, and they actually have 231 server locations in those countries, so that's almost 2 server locations per country. They also have incredible software. We think it's the software by which all other VPN softwares are judged, and has tons of features that you just can't find anywhere else. They also have 24/7 customer support, including live chat and phone support. They're one of the only VPN providers in the world that offers phone support. And finally, it's their 30-day money-back guarantee, which lets you within your first month get a full refund for your purchase price if you're not satisfied with their service. Before we jump headfirst into the VPN software, I just want to touch on some key features of Hidemyass. They offer 256-bit encryption using the OpenVPN protocol, which is the same encryption strength used by the US military and is considered unbreakable by brute force attacks. They're based in the United Kingdom, which has strong consumer protection laws, so you know it's based in a reputable nation. There is a downside, though. The United Kingdom has data retention laws that also apply to VPNs, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. So Hidemyass does keep some logs, which is not important for most users, but some people might want to consider a different VPN provider. Third, they have the most servers of any major VPN provider, with over 128 countries around the world with servers. They have excellent software, and it includes a feature called Secure IP Bind Technology, which is their proprietary twist on the VPN kill switch. It's an extra security feature, and we'll talk about it more in depth when we look at their software. They also have Smart Server Selection, which automatically can put you onto the least loaded or least crowded server in any given server location. And finally, there's Hidemyass's industry-leading 30-day money-back guarantee, which lets you try their service virtually risk-free for an entire month. Now, there are some limitations on this guarantee, which we'll talk about towards the end of the video. To learn more about Hidemyass or to try their service risk-free for 30 days, please go to vpntop10.com/HMA. We'll get a small commission if you sign up, and you'll get the best advertised price. Thanks a lot. Alright, let's take a closer look at the functionality of Hidemyass's excellent VPN software. So here we are at the main dashboard of the VPN software for Hidemyass. Basically, this offers the simplest way for you to create a VPN connection. You just have your login information here, then you get the choice of OpenVPN or PPTP protocols. Note, we always recommend using OpenVPN unless you're doing something that doesn't really require strong encryption. And then you get a choice of all the VPN servers if you want. You can't search the list, but you can just sort of scroll through and pick the one you want. And then you just got to click connect to VPN, and that's it. And it'll take a sec to connect. You can actually take a look at the log here just to verify that everything is going according to plan. And you'll see the logo here will flash gray and yellow as it's connecting. And then once it is connected, you'll see this logo turn 100% yellow and stay yellow. And it's a nice visual indicator of your connection status. Alright, we're connected to Namibia. And if you want, you can verify your new IP address. Alright, you can see that matches the new IP address that shows up in the VPN software, so you can easily compare it to your old IP address to make sure that it's changed. Alright, we're going to disconnect for a sec. Next up is the country selection tool. If you want an easier way of sorting through their massive server list of, I think, 231 different cities around the world, you can just type in a city or a country or a state. Say you want to see all Canadian servers. It'll show all the Canadian servers. If you just want to see the servers in Toronto, there you go. So you want to see Hong Kong. Okay, so it's an easy way just to pull up the specific server that you want and to connect. And then, so in order to connect, you just go back to the dashboard, and now that server will show up in the VPN change dialog. And once again, you just click Connect to VPN. All right, the IP address settings just give you access to the Hidemyass IP rotation tool. And what this does, if you select this checkbox, it lets you automatically rotate your IP address and change it any fixed interval of time that you specify. Now, the downside of this is that when it's switching your IP address, it actually disconnects from the VPN server. So actually, I don't think a lot of people are going to find use for this, but you may find it useful. Secure IP bind technology is Hidemyass's version of a VPN kill switch. We have more information about this on our website, but basically what it does is it lets you specify certain programs that are bound to your Hidemyass IP address. And so if your IP address changes when you disconnect the VPN server, whether on purpose or accidentally, all these applications will be instantly blocked from accessing the internet. So if you have applications that are transferring sensitive data that you want to make sure is never sent outside the encrypted VPN tunnel, you just add them to the secure IP bind list to make sure that the data is never leaked without your knowledge. Setting up IP bind actually requires you to install an extra bit of software here. So as you can see, it automatically adds, if you want to, all your web browsers to the list, and then you can even add other applications just by browsing through your program files. Speed Guide is a feature that is totally unique to Hidemyass. Basically, it's a speed testing system from inside the VPN tunnel. This is the only VPN that we know of that actually has speed testing built into their software. And what it does, it lets you pick a specific list of servers that you want to perform a speed test on, and then you can perform any kind of test you want. You can do a ping test, which is basically just a quick response time test, which will give you an idea of how far away the server is, but not necessarily how loaded it is. And then you can do actually an express test or a full speed test where it will actually transfer a data file to the server and show you how fast the uploads and downloads are going. So speed is important to you. This makes sure that you can always pick the fastest server pretty easily. And Hidemyass actually assigns a proprietary score, speed score, based on the combination of the upload-download test and the ping time. And so you can choose to sort by score if you want to find the fastest server. So as you can see, the fastest server we've got right now is located in Nicaragua. If you go to the Proxy Settings tab, Hidemyass gives you the option to actually connect to a proxy server in addition to the VPN tunnel. So right now we're set up to connect directly from the VPN to the internet. But if you want, you can actually put an HTTP or a SOCKS proxy in the middle for an extra layer of anonymity. So it'll actually change your IP address twice, once through the VPN and a second time linked through the proxy connection. Most users probably won't need this, but we think that an extra option for anonymity is always a good thing. One other neat feature worth mentioning is the load balancing feature. It's basically a smart server selection tool that if you try to connect to a server that is more loaded than other servers in the same city, and you can actually specify the loading percentage, it'll give you the option to connect to the least loaded server in that city instead. So we think that's pretty cool, and you can even tell it to automatically connect next time instead of asking you. One of Hidemyass's biggest selling points is the number of VPN servers that they have. They have servers in over 128 countries. I think they have something like 230 different cities with VPN servers, which is more than any other VPN provider in the world. And if you just look at their map, I mean, it's an absolutely global footprint. As we mentioned earlier, Hidemyass is subject to United Kingdom data retention logs, so they are required to keep some logs. Now, most VPNs do keep similar logs with the same type of information, but Hidemyass is actually required to keep them a lot longer than many VPNs, which keep them usually for a month or less, but Hidemyass keeps them for around 6 months, sometimes more. So what these logs consist of generally is your incoming and outgoing IP address, the time that the connection begins and ends, and the amount of data that you transferred. This is perfectly fine for most users, and since they utilize shared IP addresses, it's not easy to trace your usage from your IP address to yourself individually. And for most VPN uses, nobody's trying to track you anyway. However, we don't recommend Hidemyass for two specific types of users. The first is BitTorrent users. Generally, we recommend a non-logging VPN for torrent users. And also, Hidemyass, even though they say they allow torrents, they have been known to suspend accounts for doing a lot of BitTorrent activity. So we don't recommend it for them. And also, if you live in a country where free speech is a crime and you're trying to have a VPN that will allow you to speak freely on the internet without fear of being traced, we do not recommend Hidemyass. We recommend you use a non-logging VPN. So if you're looking for a non-logging VPN provider, we have an article on it on vpntop10.com, which we'll link in the show notes. And also, when we make a video, we'll put the hot link right here. As we already mentioned, Hidemyass offers an excellent 30-day money-back guarantee that lets you try their service risk-free. Now, this guarantee does come with some strings attached, the purpose of which is to make sure that the refund policy isn't abused. This is a direct copy of their legal requirements in order to qualify for the refund, and it's listed on their site. You can check it out yourself, hidemyass.com/legal/refunds. But the most important points of it that we're going to go over are: it has to be your first order made through them. You can't have claimed a refund with another account. You have to claim your refund within the first 30 days of your order date. You can't let your date, you can't use the full 30 days and then say, oh, I want a refund now. And you can't have violated their terms of service. And then the most important one that a lot of people miss sometimes when they try to claim their refund and they get rejected is that you can't have transferred more than 10 gigabytes of data over their VPN network. They consider that if you transfer that much data, you've probably got your money's worth, and we think that's fair. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. We do our best to go through at least once a week and answer every serious question to the best of our ability. Also, make sure to read the video description. We have tons of helpful links and extra information in there about Hidemyass and VPNs in general. And finally, if you need any more VPN related information, check out the rest of our YouTube channel or go to vpntop10.com.